So how did you start the process? How did you build the team? What were the initial campaigns that you ran? Just tell us about that experience.
It was very good question. So I came into an organization that was very used to selling physical products, right? So physical payment terminals, they're everywhere. You know, I swiped 3 this morning on the way to buy coffee and dog food, right? So they're unavoidable. You get into the market, it's there. Market is growing also at a very moderate pace because, well, how many terminals can you need, right? There's a finite amount of physical space available for a store. Of course, it's more complex than that, but if you think about it, that's how the world works, right? And if you go back to sort of the pandemic times, just pre-pandemic and post-pandemic, so those 2-3 years, that's when e-commerce obviously became to boom. So suddenly from e-commerce being an afterthought of a solution that they were kind of tinkering with in the background, and it looked a bit old school and product wasn't really doing too much with it. It wasn't a priority. That became something that needed to grow because that was the money maker, right? Everybody was shopping online. So I came in and I had to turn my team, kind of put them into this bubble and say, we don't work for the company that grows 2% a year. We now work for the part of the company that sells this product that grows 200% a year. And we need to act like people who work for a company that grows 200% a year. I mapped all the hockey sticks growths of our competitors. It felt very challenging, to be honest, to go in and change mindset, because it all starts with mindset, daily behaviors, daily habits, how we approach meetings, how we write emails, decisions we made, decisions that they can make, the team can make independently. It all starts with mindset, right? And a certain level of accountability and empowerment and a balance between the two. And I found that you can often pivot people even if you think that, well, this is not going to be the greatest digital marketer that has ever lived. This ain't a growth hacker. You can always dig into people's personality and find something where they can be extremely useful to the organization and then really thrive just being who they are. So that's, as a leader, that has always been my passion, to see past the job title and be like, yeah, but what are you really like? And I ended up having this person who, you know, the kind of person who came to me in September and said, Diana, we need to start thinking about Christmas gifts for our partners. And Diana is not that person. As you can imagine, that's not my strength. Or somebody who can really, you know, talk people into giving you case studies of your product. Not, well, they don't want to. You take 7 meetings, you establish reports, and 3 months down the line, you bring me those quantified case studies. And, you know, I think that was a very interesting experience, because it's so simple to focus on what people lack, but you have to really dig and see what do they bring if you let them shine in their own bit. But that's just one example of changes in the team. There was quite a lot that needed to change in terms of ways of working, obviously. But the biggest thing was establishing this product brand as a challenger brand, kind of internally among the marketing team, the sales team. I want to say the product team, but I'm not sure how far they were leaning into the strategy. They just kind of look at stuff and say, that kind of looks cool, or this doesn't, right? But also the higher ups, the CEO who hired me, etc. And with that comes this understanding that we have competitors like the level of Stripe in the US. It was obvious that a lot of our competitors were getting venture capital money. Across Europe, in the US, everybody was going into the Nordics, some in the Nordics. I mean, I'm in Sweden, Klarna is a huge brand and they're from here and they're the default choice, they're everywhere. And we didn't have that money, right? We were spinning out of a big organization into our own unit, definitely, with not a bad marketing budget, but not that amount of VC money to grow at this level anyway. And so it was realizing and telling the company internally that we can't just do the same stuff. We have to outsmart the competition, right? So performance ads, they will kill us on it. SEO, I have 2 people writing content, they have 20 people writing content, right? We will never outdo them on the things that are rationally recommended, sort of as a best practice. The person with the most budget wins. So what we need to do is shake up the industry, become a challenger brand, and really question the norms of the industry. And the entire strategy was built not only on, payments, who cares about payments, right? There was a payment SaaS solution. But finding out, well, why does nobody care about it? How can we make people appreciate something about it so that it actually has credible value? And explaining that with very simple language, no buzzwords, different tone of voice, a level of playfulness in our visualization, in our copywriting, in every language that we did, so that a consumer or a prospect would see what we did and go, oh, and this is a quote from a consumer test, a current consumer of our product for 2 years told me at a test, I didn't know I was already paying for this. For the first time, I actually understand the features that are already in my package. It's kind of embarrassing. And I think it tells me about the state of B2B marketing today, because a lot of it is product marketing, but not very good if somebody, your current consumer, doesn't understand what it is that they're paying for. So I have a whole thing about challenger brands. That's what I focus on right now with a lot of my clients, because they tend to be, you know, somebody early stage-ish, you know, worked up to Series B so far, but all of their competition is, you know, Oracle could enter and kill them in a day. Adobe could enter and kill them. Google could enter and kill them in a day. So they are the small player in their own category. So the challenger brand methodology, I have loads of examples to give you, including that campaign in more detail.